Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name's Josh. Today we're doing something extra freaking special for you. It's gonna be the top child exploiters. I'm gonna do top 10s, but I'm gonna do multiple parts because there are literally hundreds of these people out here. But today I'm gonna do my major top 10, the first ones that come to my mind, and I'm probably gonna miss a whole bunch of you're like, well, what about these people? I expect you to say those in the comments and we're gonna get to those. But it is Friday as well, and so we're gonna spin the old wheel. Someone's gonna win a prize, and it's gonna be big. So let's get to this video.
Yeah, baby.
Nissa Marie! You win a shirt. Reach out to Josh at thedadchallengepodcast.com with your shirt size and your address, and I will send you one from me. Let's go. So here are the ground rules of today, okay? We're going to talk about the person. So we're going to go from number 10 all the way to number 1. And again, I know it's going to be people are going to be, what about this? And you're going to have different takes on it. But this is just what I think right now based on what I've been doing for the last 3.5, almost 4 years. It's crazy we've been doing this for 4 years. And so I'm going to do maybe I'll do it every Friday until we exhaust the whole list. What I want to do is talk about the creator, what I know about them, what I did in their videos. Then we're going to look at their analytics and see how much money they've made. And then we're going to talk about the most egregious parts. And then I'm going to get Grok, which is an artificial intelligence thing that is out on X, to roast them. Because it's actually funny if you let artificial intelligence roast people. And so to kick it all off, I asked artificial intelligence to write me a 1-paragraph roast of family vloggers and why child exploitation is wrong. And this is what the answer was, and it's really good, okay? Family vloggers in their quest for digital fame and fortune often cross into the murky waters of child exploitation, where the line between sharing family moments and commodifying childhood for clicks becomes egregiously blurred. These parents, under the guise of family entertainment, parade their children's lives online from the mundane to the intimate without the children's consent, turning their offspring into unwitting performers in a reality show they never auditioned for. This exploitation not only robs children of their privacy, but also subjects them to potential lifelong scrutiny, bullying, and the predatory gaze of internet lurkers. All for the sake of views, likes, and ad revenue. It's a modern form of child labor where the currency isn't just the money, but the very essence of childhood innocence, traded away for the fleeting attention of strangers. I'm scared of artificial intelligence, and I love it at the same time, because that is the embodiment of exactly what I've been talking about for years and years and years. Said so eloquently by a fucking robot. Okay? And it's so important because even artificial intelligence can put something together like that. I mean, you could probably ask it to say something good about it too. I'm not going to. But I'm going to use this Grok because it's awesome. And I love Grok because Grok isn't tied by partisan politics, if you know what I'm saying. I don't use ChatGPT anymore. I was paying $35 a month for ChatGPT 4.0 because it's good for certain things. Canceled it. Because you can ask it certain questions about certain things and it won't give you any answers, or it'll lie about the answers. Artificial intelligence, again, I know a lot of people hate Elon Musk, and my haters hate Elon Musk. It's funny, every time I talk about Elon Musk, my haters are like, oh my God, he likes Elon Musk. But everything Elon Musk touched, like it or not, is pretty highly successful, and like it or not, is centrist. Okay? He bought X to release it from the death hold that the left had on it. Now it's everybody can say whatever they want. That's the way it should be. That's free speech. So when you're using artificial intelligence, I encourage you to use Grok. I know you have to pay for Twitter to get it, but Grok will there's no parameters where it's held back from saying what it needs to say. Like if I say, draw me a picture of Trump doing something, whatever, within reason. If I say, draw me a picture of Trump crying like a baby with a soother in his mouth, it would draw it. If I did the same thing for Biden, it would draw it. But if you ask ChatGPT or the other ones to draw you something like that, they'd only do the Trump one. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm using Grok today, and I'm telling you guys to subscribe to Grok because it's awesome. And I'm not affiliated with Grok. Okay, so all I have to say, here's my list right here. So let's kick off the list. Coming in at number 10, Brianna K. Now, I know a lot of people are like, what? I mean, because she's relatively vanilla. She's not that bad. Her channel isn't completely child exploitation. It didn't start that way. It isn't mostly that today. I haven't seen her in a long time. All I know is she's gone through divorces and men like crazy and found a dude with a boat and stuff like that. And, she did some dirty things, though. Like, let's be real. She started like a course on how to be a YouTuber and charged thousands of dollars and was just absolute garbage, okay? I think the most egregious thing she did was actually just rip people off. She has commodified losing children, like in the womb and stuff like that. She's moved to Hawaii. She spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on vacations in Hawaii and Disney, and all really not much to show for it. She divorced from her husband, who right up to the point of the divorce was like, everything was great. Look how amazing my life is. And it's just a proof and evidence that these family vloggers live absolutely separate lives from what they show you, which is a lie. You're being lied to. Okay? But Bits of Bish isn't the worst of the... Oh, it looks like she got fake boobs too. I haven't seen her in a while. She definitely got fake boobs. They all do the same thing. But let's take a look at her view stats for a second here. Her channelytics. So for the lifetime of her channel, she has 83 million views, most of which are long views, like 82 million of them. So she's made upwards of $1 million. I'd say coming close to $1 million just on YouTube. Has nothing to do with Instagram or any of the ad reads that she has done in the past. So she's made lots and lots and lots of money. Her views are up. I don't know if she's deleted anything since the divorce or anything, but I don't know. Maybe she has the stuff with Adam. Her subscribers is a tumultuous story. If you look here, 400, she started way back. Well, this only reads from August 28th, 2021, where she had 400,000 subscribers. She's gone up to 440,000. Yeah, she hasn't really grown much over the years. And she currently subscribes at 438,000 subscribers, which is not bad. She's been on the internet for a very long time, and she basically just cleans, declutters, and the same thing over and over and over again. She comes across as a sweet lady, but she's not. People who've gone to high school with her who know her know she's not a sweet lady. Like, she, again, comes across that way, but it isn't. How she came on my radar is she was friends with Micah Stoffer and apparently still does support Micah Stoffer to this day. She had something on Facebook the other day, or a month or whatever, where she said something and Micah Belisari commented on it, so they're still kind of thick as thieves. So that leaves Bits of Brie at number 10 on my child exploiter list thus far. And so now I'm going to get Grok to do a roast. Here's a roast of Bits of Brie, better known as Brianna K. Brianna K, or she affectionately got called Bits of Brie, has carved out a niche for herself in the digital realm. Not for her comedic genius or profound insights, but rather her ability to turn personal drama into a public spectacle. With the finesse of a toddler in a china shop, she navigates life's complexities, leaving a trail of relationship wreckage and questionable life choices that would make even reality TV producers blush. Her content, a bizarre blend of self-help and self-sabotage, often leaves viewers wondering if they've stumbled upon a parody of modern influencer culture or an actual attempt at inspiration. And let's not forget her knack for playing the victim card with the skill of a seasoned poker player, all while her life reads like a script from a soap opera where everyone's forgotten their lines. That is Brianna K in a nutshell. So congratulations, Brianna K, you are number 10. Coming in at number 9, we've got the Lebrand family, including the brother and sister duo that look like brother and sister but aren't. They have like 88 kids, or continue to have kids. He started on Vine. She was a Viner too, I think, and they got together. Basically, she's like 3 or 4 years older than him. She had a baby from another dad who eventually didn't make it in this world. Okay, and I was in contact with this guy, and it was disgusting, the things that I found out that I'm not allowed to tell you, because I told him I wouldn't release the details of our conversations unless he gave me permission to do so, and he died before he could give me permission to do so. He was ready to come on my show, actually, to spill all the beans about what I know, and because of my promise to him, that's just the way it's going to have to land. These people are disgusting. Okay, they've been exploiting their children, not even his child, but Everly Lebrand from day one. Everly Lebrand, the story that I released on my channel was one of the biggest, like, aha moments of child exploitation I've ever seen on my channel, okay? That is when we took the analytics, which I purchased for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, a very high-end analytics source, where I looked at the engagement analytics on her channel on her Instagram, which had 700,000 subscribers. A 7-year-old had 700,000 subscribers. Now she's 11 or 12 right now, close to 12. Okay, so this was years ago. And of the engagement analytics of that child, who was basically in dance uniforms and leotards, doing the splits, sexual poses, all that, I think we discovered it was something like 75% or 70% of it were adult males over the age of 24 years old. And that was a huge moment on this channel, to the point where the Lebrands threatened the company that I got my analytics from, and they shut me down. They canceled my account. And then they've completely changed the way you get analytics now. Okay, and they made it more expensive because of people like me using them against them. I mean, it wasn't illegal what I did. And it wasn't even immoral what I did. I was just exposing the analytics that I purchased. So that was a huge, huge part of this channel. Then they did a video where they talked about being in line for these forest fires that were coming down. And neighbors then told everybody that they were lying about that. He used it for clickbait, and it was disgusting. Then he clickbaited childhood cancer for lots of views and clicks, and he alluded to his child having it and didn't seem to care. But it was another child, which is bad enough in itself. Let's be real. Then he did a documentary on abortion, which was probably one of the most panned documentaries ever on the topic, because this guy has no idea what he's talking about. These people claim to be Christians, okay? And yet they don't do anything except for call it out and raise awareness to it. When they have millions and millions and millions of dollars, their subscribers to this day are 12.9 million subscribers. Okay, over the life of their channel, they peaked at 13.2 million. Actually, maybe even more as far as I'm aware, because this only goes back to October 9th, 2021. Okay, they had 13.2 million. Then now they're at 12.9 million. They are just bleeding subscribers because they are one of the most hated creators on the platform. The exploitation is off the charts for this guy to exploit this girl who wasn't his daughter, by the way. Savannah, Cole's wife, just let him be this guy and take advantage of this daughter in so many ways. They clickbaited her dog dying and the pranks that they pulled. They've done so many egregious things. I can't even list them all here. Okay? They're disgusting, disgusting people. Like, they're even during their big giant gender reveals at the parks, they would just leave a giant mess and leave. They'd walk away from it all. They're disgusting. They're idiots and they're losers. And the only reason they moved from California is because her dad died, and they just want to be away from it. They couldn't wait till he died so they could move to Tennessee and live their life that they want to live. Okay? As soon as the dad dies, it's the craziest thing how they treated it all, and they just moved away, and then they just kept with the exploitation. But they are a dying star in YouTube world. They've made enough money to choke a donkey, that's for sure, because if you look at their views, 4.62 billion views. All of which are long views. They have made tens of millions of dollars on YouTube alone, and are just and they don't need to exploit children to get the money. They never did. They just do it for accolades and the fame that they want, and they claim to be Christians, which is the most insane thing. Remember when he claimed to be a homeless guy and he was just trying to do everything to be famous? Nothing was sticking because he's already one of the most hated people on earth, and he deserves it. It's a moniker he deserves. And so their views are 4.62 billion, but in the last 28 days they've only got 2.6 million views, which is still tens of thousands of dollars a month US, but it's nothing like they used to make. They are no longer really doing this, and I don't know, maybe they're just gonna go away into obscurity. Let's hope. The Lebrand family, Cole and Savannah, have turned their lives into a circus act where every mundane moment is a spectacle for their millions of followers, all under the guise of wholesome family values. They've managed to monetize every giggle, tear, and diaper change, turning their children to reality TV stars without a choice, all while preaching a life of faith and family that often feels more like a carefully curated brand than genuine living. Woo! Cole, with his perpetual aw shucks demeanor, and Savannah, who seems to find drama in a paper bag, have crafted a narrative so saccharine that it could induce diabetes through the screen. Their content is a bizarre blend of stage authenticity, where even their struggles are presented with a filter, making one wonder if their life script was written by someone who's never met a real person. There you go. Cole and Sav, Lebrand fam, number 9. Coming in at number 8, Maya freaking Knight. When is the last time we talked about Maya Knight? Maya Knight is a very, very popular TikToker who has lost a lot of subscribers over the past couple of years because she was a disgusting disgustoid. Let's be real. Some of the more egregious crimes Maya Knight is guilty of is potentially feeding her kid alcohol, presenting her twins at bars and being approached by strangers, leaving them in cars while she goes and swims in the ocean, treating them like garbage, leaving them to sleep with 10-pound diapers full of shit and piss all the time, and just being a generally alcoholic, disgusting type of mom. Another famous part of Maya Knight, she didn't even know who her baby dad was. And it came out later it wasn't the guy that her and her friend would drunkenly throw into the bus in bar bathrooms in her small town. She looks like she needs a shower and she's built like a potato. Okay, Maya Knight is disgusting. From peeing on pregnancy sticks in the forest with her friend and then cracking open a White Claw and pouring it on her child while she drinks it, to making the most disgusting food in pans that look like she found them in a dumpster out back. Okay, this woman is disgusting and was very popular, and because white knighters came to bat for her because she was a bad mom, because they're also bad moms and they want to normalize being a bad mom. Normalize it. Normalize being a shitty ass mom. A selfish ass disgustoid. And she has made so much money off her children that she travels the world now, and I think she has a new baby. I don't know if she has a new baby. I haven't seen her in a long time. But she though was successful in taking down her snark threads on Reddit. I don't know if it was through DMCA strikes or through whatever, but she was successful at removing it. And she's very happy at doing it because they were calling her out daily. So my knight, you are a grossy. And so she's got, just on her YouTube channel, which isn't her main channel, she has 11 million total views, long views. So she's made a few 100,000 just on YouTube. Just on YouTube alone. That has nothing to do with TikTok or any of the other things she does. But she's really, really boring and bland, and I cannot believe that she had 8 million subscribers. It's actually crazy. So my knight, you're disgusting, and Grok is about to roast you. Are you ready? Maya Knight, the queen of mom talk, has turned her life into a reality show where every episode seems to be a surprise, even to her. Especially when it comes to the identity of her twin's father. Imagine crafting a narrative where you're the single mom hero, but the plot twist is you're not entirely sure who the co-star of the baby-making scene was. Woo! She's like the modern-day equivalent of a soap opera character where the paternity test results are always coming up next, but the next never arrives. Not even for her. Her story of not knowing who the father is would be tragic if it wasn't so comically self-inflicted. Here's a woman who built an empire on the internet, sharing every diaper change, every tantrum, if she changed diapers. But when it comes to the most basic plot point of her life's drama, she's as clueless as a goldfish in a maze. The internet's reaction, a mix of pity, laughter, and a dash of, how did you manage that? And let's not forget, she's not just any mom, she's a momfluencer where every life decision, including the mystery of her baby daddy, is content. She's turned uncertainty into an art form, making her followers speculate more than a detective in a noir film. The irony? While she's blurred out her kids' faces for privacy lately, she's left her own life's biggest plot hole wide open for the world to gawk at. In the grand theater of social media, My Knight has inadvertently written herself as both the protagonist and the plot twist, where the audience is left wondering if the next episode will finally reveal the father, or she'll just keep us all guessing, because in the world of content creation, mystery sells better than clarity. Now, we do know what the father is now. He has come forward and now has half custody of these children. He didn't even know. That's the craziest part. And he's the hero here. He's the real hero because he got to use his rights as a father to tell her to stop putting these kids on the internet. It often takes this, especially when it comes to single moms on the internet who exploit their children. These dads don't know how much power they actually do have. But it often takes the dad or the other parent to tell them to say, the judge will always honor this too, by the way. I don't want my kid on the internet, and here's the reasons why. And it always seems to work because judges can hear the evidence and see how dangerous it is and be like, you're right, these kids are not on the internet. And I love it. And that's why My Knight is number 8 on today's list. Number 7, coming in a close 7, Shannon effing Rose. You dumbass. The ex-porn star who did literal Nazi, fetish, and racist porn. She also killed animals in the creation of this porn. Doesn't want y'all to know that. She wants it to be erased from the internet. She wants to say I'm a changed person, and maybe she is. But she did it. And that's just the way it is. And her kids are going to have to suffer through that for the rest of their lives. Those kids that they go to school with, if they do go to school, I don't think they're going to go to school. But if they ever did enter the real world and find friends, those friends are going to find out who their mom is real quick. And it's going to have, her kids are going to have a real hard time having normal lives because of the choices she made as a porn star. If you look at her channel, she has 985,000 subscribers. Now, she's probably lost a ton, and her views are down 26 points. She's deleting views. I don't know why. But the overall views is 205 million, which is a lot more than that, actually. Most of which are long views. So she has made well over $2 to $4 million easily just on YouTube alone. And remember the story that she told us where her and Tana Montaug, or whatever her name was, were at a beach and they thought they saw a dead body in a bathroom, and so they filmed it all. And they laughed about it, and her story times were so egregious. Let's not also forget that she threatened to kill my family, burn my house down with their bodies inside of it.
Well, way back when I tried to kill him and his whole family and burn his house down with his whole family in it. It's a good thing I've changed.
Here you go. little footage for you, little proof and evidence for you. This woman is absolutely unhinged, and she's raising children while threatening to kill people and their families on the internet. And her mom and her laughed about it. Kill people. Funny guys. Don't forget, she also lied about a homeless man trying to steal her baby. Okay, this woman and her husband, who are both porn stars, have zero business raising children. They are terrible, terrible people. 205 million views and her subscribers over the last... This is a dying channel. She was up over 1,030,000, and now she is down to 985,000. This is a channel that is absolutely just collapsing. Again, over the last 20 days, she has deleted views. I think, yeah, she's deleting views because what's happening is you can't see what she's made. So she still makes a little bit of money on YouTube, but not enough, not what she once was. And she lives in an RV in a house at the same time. I don't know. And she like bathes in rocks and dirt and sand and weird stuff. Gross. She'll tell you everything about everything you want to know and about her children. And she'll do it with a stupid, ugly hat on her channel and tell you dumb stories. I haven't covered her in a while because she's actually sickening. She's a disgusting piece of trash. And you will know everything about her children. Imagine being someone who did that type of pornography, right? The disgusting kink pornography she did, and then in the same breath became a child exploiter influencer. Isn't that crazy? She is disgusting. That's why she's number 7. Shannon Rose, the woman who's turned her life's hardships into a brand, has managed to make a career out of being the poster child from rags to reality TV. She's like the human embodiment of a soap opera where every episode is a new chapter in her life's melodrama, complete with past trauma, adult entertainment, and now the wholesome facade of a YouTube mom. She's the kind of person who would turn a trip to the grocery store into a life lesson, all while monetizing her past struggles for the world to see. Her story, while undoubtedly filled with real pain, has become so polished and packaged for consumption that you wonder if she's living life or just performing it for the camera. She's performing it. All these people perform for the camera. They all do. And let's talk about her transition from adult films to family vlogging. It's like she's living, breathing example of you could take the girl out of the porn industry, but you can't take the porn industry out of the girl. Not that there's anything wrong with her past, but the whiplash from her content is enough to give viewers neck injuries. There is something wrong with her past. I'm sorry. That is wrong. She would even tell you that it's wrong. She's managed to make every personal detail, every ounce of her life's turmoil into content gold. It's like watching someone turn lemons into lemonade, then selling it at a premium, all while narrating her lemonade-making journey with the intensity of a Shakespearean soliloquy. That's... wow. In essence, Shannon Rose is the ultimate survivor, but also the ultimate showman, where the line between authenticity and performance art is so blurred, you're left wondering if her life is a reality or just really good reality TV. That's not bad. I've heard better from Grok. But Shannon Rose, welcome to number 7, you asshole. Number 6, Kira Renee frickin' Sivertson. Kira Renee lands at number 6. Even though I roast her a lot, I don't think that she's the worst. And she has made the change from not showing her kids as much as she did before. Now, she still shows them, just not their faces. Still puts them in videos, still talks about their lives, still does dildo ads next to a picture of them holding up their like back to school signs. That's what she does. She's a if a bag of dildos was a person, Kira Renee, that'd be you. Built like the Mucinex germ and having another kid, which a doctor said could potentially kill her, doesn't seem to care. And is super angry that it's not a boy. Her channel, at 783,000 subscribers, made her a lot of money. This isn't even OK Baby. OK Baby made even more money, and she's deleted that channel since. Okay, but she has 81.3 long views, but recently has deleted something like 20 million or 30 million views. She peaked at 102 million views, which literally means that she's made millions and millions of dollars on YouTube alone, okay? So and that's mostly long views. She's made a ton of money just on this channel, has made millions just on this, and then OK Baby also made millions of dollars. Her subscribers is a tale of woe. Back in the day, she had 813. This was August 28th, 2021, before the scandal dropped. And who dropped the scandal? I did. The person that reached out to me from their Vegas threesome adventure told me that she recognized him from somewhere and said, I have got to tell this guy. And she told me the whole story, and I dropped the story. She did not tell anybody she was dating Preston, nor did she tell anybody she was cheating with Preston on Oscar. Or cheating with Preston on Oscar. Yeah, that's right. And don't forget that Preston was the husband of her best friend, Hannah, who they were married. This is what has happened. This is the legacy she's leaving her children. She's disgusting, and she says she's not a liar. Anyway, she starts at 813,000 on this list and is now all the way down to 784,000. This is a woman whose channel is dying. Over the last 28 days, she has 486,000 views, which is likely around $10,000 American a month. She's still making more money than most people will make, okay, in a year. And she is the worst content creator in the world. Kira could really likely have a really bad pregnancy here, and we're hoping she doesn't. But she has been warned by doctors, but she is a selfish loser. Kira broke up with her husband on camera, basically. They had these conversations on camera where she said, I'm just so sick of Oscar. I need to go find myself and be myself. All the while, she was with Preston the whole time. All of her lies have been well documented and put out to the public. And she still stands by them today. She's a loser with no friends. She literally lost every person that supported her because they went over and supported Oscar instead, which is deserved. Oscar had a change of heart, said, let's take the kids off the thing, forced her to do the same thing. And now she's like, thinks she's good for it. She is a loser who is now with a cuck and allows her husband to sleep with other men. She's disgusting, and that is out for the world to see, which includes her children to see. Her kids are going to hate her, and she deserves it. And so, Grok, it's your turn to roast Kira Sivertson. Kira Sivertson, the queen of teen mom vlogging, has turned her life into a reality show where every episode seems to be a plot twist even she didn't see coming. She's like the human embodiment of a soap opera, but instead of dramatic music, you get the sound of a camera shutter clicking every time she thinks she's having a private moment. She started as the poster child for Teen Mom Done Right, but somewhere along the line, her life script got swapped with a telenovela from high school sweethearts to YouTube fame to breakup that had more twists than a pretzel. Kira's life is a definition of content gold. But let's be real, her content is less about family values and more about the drama of a reality TV show where everyone forgot their lines. Her channel, OK Baby, was the place where every mundane moment was a spectacle, turning her kids into reality stars before they could even say YouTube. And then the plot thickened with a cheating scandal that would make even the most seasoned soap opera writers blush. Here's a woman who managed to turn comforting into a verb that her audience is still trying to decode. Oh, I get it now. I just caught that. Comforting another dude. Even Grok knows the trauma. Remember? Oscar, he said that you were cheating. She's like, no, I was just comforting another man. We know the other man was freaking Preston. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was so good. And let's talk about her transition from family vlogger to single mom influencer. It's like she's playing musical chairs with her life, but instead of music, it's the sound of her followers' gasps as she spins the wheel of her personal life reviews. She's got the knack for making every personal detail, every ounce of her life's turmoil into content gold. In essence, Kira Sivertson is the ultimate survivor of the YouTube drama scene, but also the ultimate showman where the line between authenticity and performance is so blurred. You're left wondering if her life is reality or just really good reality TV. She's turned her life into a spectacle where every chapter is a new season, every season ends with a cliffhanger, leaving an audience in perpetual suspense. It's okay. Keeps reusing lines. But I mean, that just goes to prove that all these people are the damn same. And that's why, Kira Sivertson, you're number 6 on my shit list. Number 5, Crazy Pieces. I hate Crazy Pieces McGee. I hate this family. Okay? Just the parents, actually. Aaron and Crystal. We call her Crystal. Who had the biggest fake teeth you could ever get put in her face. They don't even fit her. She can't even close her mouth anymore. And the fillers don't help either. She looks like she had her face exploded with a balloon. She looks like she went to the doctor and said, turn my face into a balloon. Make it look like it hurts too. Thanks. She's disgusting. Okay, these people are absolutely disgusting. I cannot stand when people take children who are adopted and use their story for clout. They use it to get paid, and they get paid a lot. Aaron is a cuck. He lets his wife do everything, who wants to be the center of attention. He lets her, but the facade is starting to slip on who this guy is, and the anger is slowly starting to come out. I don't think this channel has long for the world because they do get a lot of hate, but they do make a lot of money. Recently, in the last 28 days, they have 8.5 million long views. So they're still pulling in well over $100,000 a month, maybe $200,000 a month. They're still making huge amounts of money. Their subscribers are still growing. They're still kind of in the peak of their channel, and they have 886,000 subs with 442 million views. They've made millions and millions of dollars, and that's just on YouTube alone. And it doesn't seem like they're slowing down. People still like to watch these kids like they're in a zoo. Now, their kids are another story. Okay, they can never have a private moment. One of their kids, Alex, gets engaged. Crystal has to be there with the camera in front and be there with all the kids. Can't have a private moment. Kid gets removed from his apartment because he gets evicted like twice. Is no longer with his fiance. Everything's falling apart for these people, and it's all aired, not only their channel but on the snark threads, because she makes her kids famous without their consent. You have no idea the kids that don't even live there anymore and the stories that they're willing to tell eventually. Eventually, it's all going to come out who these people really are, because it always does. And it's going to be bad news bears for the crazy pieces. Crystal is actually one of the most, I don't know how to say this. Like, it's like nobody likes you, Crystal. Nobody. Not even your kids. Okay? She's trying to be young and it's not working. You look stupid and you need to figure it out. Okay? Aaron, you're also a dickhole. Okay? These people are literally trying to find a new place to live because they can't park enough cars at their house. That's literally the reason they want to leave. Idiots. They have way too much money and not enough brains, and they're a bunch of dingleberries. So Grok, roast them. The Crazy Pieces family with their YouTube channel that's more like a soap opera than a vlog has turned the art of family entertainment into a spectacle where every day is an episode as the world turns. But with more children than the small towns where the school bus is, they've got more kids than the soccer team, and each one seems to be a plot twist of their ongoing saga of life, adoption, and the occasional meltdown caught on camera. They're like human version of a reality TV show where every Monday moment is dramatized for the internet's entertainment. They've managed to turn their home into a set where privacy is a myth, and every new addition to the family is another season premiere. That's actually super true. Let's talk about the sheer logistics of their life. They've got so many kids, they could start their own school district. Imagine the grocery bill. It's like they're not just feeding a family, they're provisioning an army. And with that many children, you think they have the chaos down to a science, but no, every video is a new adventure and organized pandemonium. And their content, it's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. They've turned every aspect of life into content, from the profound moments of adoption to the triviality of how to open a banana. They've monetized their existence to such an extent that if you wonder if they even remember what privacy feels like. They've never experienced privacy in that family. That's quite profound, too, if you think about that. None of these kids have ever actually experienced privacy, nor will they ever get that. Isn't that sad? The adoption stories, while heartwarming, have also become a bit of a spectacle. It's like they're collecting children for views. It's not like they are. They are. Turning each new family member to a plot device for their next big video. It's noble, but also feels like they're running a reality show where the stakes are real human lives. That's very true. And let's not forget the parents, Aaron and Crystal. They've turned their personal life into a brand where every decision, from the mundane to the monumental, is content gold. They're not just living, they're performing with their children as unwilling co-stars in this ongoing drama. In essence, the Crazy Pieces family has turned the concept of family vlogging on its head. Family values on its head, where the values is in views, likes, and shares. They're not just raising children, they're raising future influencers where privacy is a myth and childhood is just another episode in their life's drama. They've made their family life into a circus, and unfortunately the kids are the main act, whether they like it or not. There you go, everybody. Family Crazy Pieces, number 5. Number 4, fathering effing autism. Asa and Priscilla are a bunch of assholes. All right? They're just dinkleberries. I first covered fathering autism when he was showing us with his daughter how she goes to the bathroom on camera. Okay? He has gone through so many events in life, and apparently he's gone through so many businesses and side hustles and everything else, and the only thing that really stuck was Priscilla's lipstick on a pig. Makeup company, MLM, there she takes advantage of her downline, who happens to be the people that watch her show, half of which are watching it because they're autistic themselves. Okay? He calls himself Fathering Autism instead of Fathering Abigail, and it says everything you need to know about these people. $20,000 golf carts, a new truck every year or two, RVs, everything, and likely is in his father-in-law or his father's name so he can avoid paying child support on the child he didn't tell his fans about that he had when he was younger. He left Priscilla, they were separated, he got another woman pregnant, and then left that girl hanging. And tried to avoid paying it by putting everything in Priscilla's name or his father's name. And that is disgusting, considering he tries to come across as a good father. He's a piece of shit. And I remember one of our early interactions when I first covered him, he said, "You could never even sit at the same table as me." That's what he said to me. And I'm like, "I'm probably not, because you eat everything at the table. And I wouldn't get anything. There's nothing left for me." Priscilla has had the same surgery I had when it comes to weight loss and has gained more back. How is that even possible? These people are not going to live long because they are severely obese. And I know people are like, "Oh, you can't fat shame people." Too bad. If you want to consider that fat shaming, fine. But the reality is they won't live long. And Abigail is a non-verbal autistic girl with IDD. Okay, they never talk about the IDD. It's only the autism. This girl will never be able to give consent. They'll never put a stop filming button on her iPad. You can tell wholeheartedly she doesn't like to be on camera. She tries to run. Remember Priscilla? She threw her iPad out the truck window, and Priscilla, because she didn't want to get her new Hey Dudes wet with mud, she put Dorito bags on her feet because that's the only thing that was in her truck, and left her kid on the side of the highway on a very busy road while she tried to go fetch the iPad. Could have been very dangerous. Okay, this kid has run away more than once, probably 100 times. They pulled her out of the school they didn't like. They had more respite than anybody ever else in this industry. Okay, all they do is respite. They hire people to take care of the kids, and they have monetized Abigail to the tune of millions of dollars. Look at his channel, 1.69 million views just this month. Over the life of his channel, 295 million views. They have made millions of dollars off YouTube, off of Abigail. Okay, most of which are long views. 254 million of those are long views. Okay, their subscribers still growing, which is really weird. They had 613,000 a couple of years ago, and boom, jumped up to 732,000. And are steadily, back and forth growing. Their subscribers aren't really growing that much. It's up and down, up and down, up and down, because this guy's hated. They started a company where they did selfies, and we're only going to hire kids and people who are on the spectrum. And they hired like one, and then they fired him, and then he came out and talked about it. The MLM, don't even get me started. How many people they take advantage for all the money that they have. And all they do is eat out. That's it. That's literally their entire lives. Where are we going to eat next? They also take their daughter to meet and greets. This person, Abigail, who does not like to meet people, doesn't like chaos, and we know this because he tells us all this stuff. We've known many things. She's stolen food off people's plates at a restaurant. They film it and upsets people on airplanes and takes her into caves when we know specifically she hates ceilings and weird ceilings. They don't care, okay? They are disgusting exploiters. And because this child will never, ever, ever be able to give verbal consent anyway, they don't seem to care. And they get really upset when people call them out. CPS has been called on them multiple times, and for good reason. Look at the amount of money they have made. And they made it off a person that will never be able to give consent and that we know doesn't like it. It's disgusting. And they don't deserve the platform that they have. Fathering Autism, featuring Asa and Priscilla, has turned their family's journey with autism into a content farm, where every challenge, every meltdown, and every small victory is broadcast for the world to see. They've managed to monetize what should be private family moments, turning their son's life, turning their daughter's life into a reality show where the stakes are real, but the privacy is non-existent. Well, their son too. They exploited him too. But now he exploits his sister too, so he's kind of gross. Let's start with Asa, the fathering part of the equation. He's like the human embodiment of a dad blog, but instead of writing about the mundane, he's vlogging about the profound, often with the emotional depth of a puddle. He's turned his life into a tutorial series on how to navigate autism, but sometimes it feels like he's more interested in the views than the views of his child privacy. Sometimes. Always he's more interested in the views. And then there's Priscilla, who seems to be a silent partner in this adventure, often seen, but not heard. Like a supporting character in her own life's drama. She's there, but it's like she's on mute, letting Asa take the spotlight, which in itself is a statement about their dynamic. Their content, it's like watching a documentary where every episode is a new chapter on how to make your child's life public. They've turned their daughter's autism into a brand, where a therapy session, every struggle, every achievement is content gold. It's noble to share experiences for support, but they've taken it to a level where you wonder if they're living life just filming it. They've got this knack for making every personal detail, every ounce of their life's turmoil into content gold. It's like watching someone turn lemons. Okay, Grok keeps using this line. Grok, stop using that same line. In essence, the fathering autism has turned the concept of family values on its head, where the value is in views. So fathering autism, you're number 4 on my shit list. Number 3, Dela Vlogs. Relatively new to my channel, Dela Vlogs has come on the scene as a bunch of assholes. And the reason that I hate them so much, and I say hate lightly, but I don't like them a lot, is because they adopted a kid way faster than anybody else could, and they were being very secretive about how they did it. They basically just paid a company thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to go find a daughter, no kidding, that looked like them. Okay, and likely used what I think is what churches do is a girl gets pregnant inside the church, out of wedlock, likely a teenager, and the parents, they obviously can't terminate pregnancies because it goes against their faith. Okay? And so what churches will do is they will convince this girl to give up their baby, and they basically, take them away from the church for like 9 months while they have this child, and then bring them back all of a sudden when the child is gone. And they use agencies to do this. It's actually quite sick. That's my thing. Now, that's not proven, and that's conjecture, but I think that's what happened here. Because most people wanting to adopt a baby don't get it in months. They leverage their platform to get baby and then they claim that they got scammed doing it. But they use that for monetization too. And they monetize it to the tune of probably $1 million. And they're disgusting for doing it. Okay? The child who they named Story, doesn't even like Dela. There's a recent video where the kid is literally pushing her away. There's videos of her like choosing the parent, which one to go. She'll go to the dad every single time. This kid doesn't like the kid sees the energy. Dela wanted this child as an accessory and has used it as an accessory and a plot line to make more money, even though she doesn't need money because she owns an MLM called something Origami Owl, where she has taken advantage of people in this downline MLM structure of selling shitty jewelry, and also has encouraged those people to use their kids to sell the jewelry at schools, which is child labor. Not only that, Bella's mom, who is a big part of this and big part of the family and big part of the business, almost killed her brother in an article that we read that she left a kid in a hot car for a couple hours. Also, almost went to jail for helping protect a child predator. It's very well documented. And this is the person that she has around her child. They can't have their own kids, so they bought one. And that is Dela Vlogs in a nutshell. And they exploit the ever-living shit out of this child. From the very moment they walked into the door where they saw her the first time, they've had a camera on her face the whole time. And Dallin sits there and is super complicit in all of this. He knows it's wrong. He loves that child, and we can see it more than Bella ever will. Okay? And he knows it's wrong, but still continues to do it because she pays for the lifestyle, his lavish lifestyle. He wants to be a race car driver, so he races go-karts. They are disgusting child exploiters, and nothing is off limits for their channel. Nothing. Okay? And again, it bugs Bella so badly that this kid hates her. But the energy is unmistakable. This kid knows that this mother has nothing but bad intentions for this whole thing. And here's the craziest part. They never, ever needed to show this child on the internet. They made more money through Origami Owl than they'll ever need to worry about money for the rest of their lives. They did it for fame and likes instead. And that makes it worse, in my opinion. So Dela Vlogs, you're a bunch of assholes, and Grok's about to roast you. Dela Vlogs, the YouTube channel where every day is an episode of how to make your life reality show, has turned the mundane into a spectacle with every moment. From the profound and the utterly trivial to content gold, they've managed to turn their life into a series where every episode is a new chapter in the adventures of trying too hard. That's true. Let's start with Dallin, the man who's turned his life into a tutorial on how to be ultimate YouTube boyfriend. He's like the human embodiment of a dad blog, but instead of writing about mundane, he's vlogging about the profound. They're reusing this. Their content strategy is like they've taken every life lesson, every piece of advice, and decided to broadcast it. They've turned their home into a set where privacy is a myth, and every new addition to their family's life event and another season premiere. Grok, you're killing me here, buddy. This is not changed up enough. They've gotten this knack for making every personal detail, every ounce of their life's turmoil into content gold. It's like they're living their life. They're performing. It's not like they're living their life, but they're performing it. Let's not forget the collaborations like the one with JD Vlogs, who's our mortal enemies now, where every prank or surprise feels like a desperate bid for views. It's like watching a reality show where the contestants are also the producers. The only goal is to keep the audience's attention no matter how contrived the content becomes. In essence, Dela Vlogs has turned the concept of family values on its head, where values in his views. That's terrible, Grok. I could have done better than that. I think I've asked this thing too. Because again, they're all the damn same. So Dela Vlogs, welcome to number 3. Coming in at number 2, we've got Doherty effing Dozen. What to say about Doherty Dozen? From the get-go, the White Claws. Okay, the alcoholism around kids who have fetal alcohol syndrome. That was one of the biggest things we saw early in this channel. She was celebrating being an alcoholic. Okay? Turned into that, she started hiding that in favor of let's go shopping instead, because YouTube's algorithm turned her into a shopping channel, because that's where her views are now. And so whenever she shows her kids, so she says, she gets shadow banned, which is a lie. Okay, Doherty Dozen last year spent over $950,000 that we know of on camera for a bunch of junk that she's likely just going to throw out eventually. She opened a suitcase this year to go on vacation to last year's outfits that they wore once for a picture. That's how often they use the stuff that she buys. She has 19 TVs and counting in their home. She has like 44 fridges, including a fridge full of booze in the backyard that's really accessible by anybody. This woman has spent more money on garbage than anybody else on earth, and does it proudly to her white knighters who are like, it's not your money, what do you care? Not only that, she signed up to Sun and Sky Entertainment with a crook who has ripped people off to the tune of tens of millions of dollars who went to jail for it. Signed her kids to lifetime contracts for content to these people, until they're 18 anyway. This person at Sun and Sky Entertainment gets a 20% cut of their content they've made all throughout their childhoods. And he's a damn crook. They have tried to sue me multiple times and never followed through with it because I know they're going to lose because I speak nothing but the truth. Dr. Dozen, at 1.54 million subscribers, has 123 million long views on her channel, which is to the tune of well over $1 million, maybe $3 or $4 million actually, and has spent every penny of that. Most recently taking out a $200,000 addition to her mortgage, whatever you call that, refinancing on their house to pay off, we don't know what, a lien, taxes, something. There's no way that she's giving herself a salary of $1 million a year because the tax on that would be insane. So she likely owes the IRS something like $200,000 to $300,000. And it's well documented if you go to the Reddit snark page, Doherty Doesn't Exposed. Okay? It's all out there for everybody to see. I've had people reach out to me in private and say that she used to tie one of her children down to their bed so they wouldn't run away at night. Ties them down. She has had multiple TikToks where she stands in front of a page of diagnosis for their children and proudly tells the world about it. She wears ugly ass shoes and has the weirdest thumbs you have ever seen in your life. She fills her kids' mini fridges each week with literally thousands and thousands of grams of sugar. She gives her kids nothing but sugar all day long and cereal. The food that she cooks, they don't eat. She makes breakfast at 4 o'clock in the morning and they're not even getting up until 8. She is a damned liar and comes across like she's not, and she is. Okay, Josh, her husband, is barely around. They have 11 kids in that house, and he does not parent any of them. He spends most of his time at school coaching, driving kids home from school, things like that. With 11 kids at home, Alicia also spends the majority of her time scrolling on social media and blocking people. We caught her at a fire station parking lot, which she hasn't been back to because she got caught. She can't go anywhere without people knowing who she is. And it is very dangerous for her children. Her son, Alex, the oldest, is taking in her footsteps and making terrible content and getting paid for it through cameos. And is one of the most bullied kids on TikTok that I've ever seen. Took in a kin, brother and sister, and she used parental alienation to keep one of them while the other one wanted to escape. And that kid is still there. She's bought, literally since I've seen her, hundreds of pairs of shoes to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars. Has fed her kid more Kona truck than anybody should ever. Like, there should be the police called, okay? The amount of water bottles she buys would literally fill the ocean. She's disgusting. She's a climate terrorist, and she's a child exploiter, and she does not deserve your view of the 123 that she made, 123 million. But for the past 3 months, her subscriber count still growing. But her view counts are way down. She used to be upwards of 45 to 50, 75 million views a month. And now she's down to less than 9 million. 1.9 million being the long views, which she really gets paid for. She is a collapsed channel, and thank God. Because Doherty Dozen is one of the worst I've ever seen. And it has a huge, huge community of hate. And she deserves it. Because that's who she is. Alicia the matriarch has turned her meal prepping into an art form. But let's be real. It's about feeding the family. It's less about feeding the family, more about feeding the algorithm. And every child's milestone is a season finale. She's like the Martha Stewart of family vlogging. Except Martha Stewart is good at things. But instead of crafting, she's crafting a narrative where every moment from the mundane and monumental is gold. Let's talk about her approach to parenting. With a family that large, privacy isn't a luxury. It's a myth. She's turned her home into a set where every new addition to family life is another season. And this is another thing. Every single event that they've ever done for the last 3-4 years has been on a camera. Every single birthday, every present opened, every Christmas, every single school event, everything, every vacation, every trip anywhere has been documented for everybody. I think I've literally burned out Grok for roasting people because it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. And so Doherty Dozen, welcome to number 2 on my shit list. And the only person that could beat the Doherty Dozen is your and my favorite, Micah effing Stoffer. That asshole. To this day, her legend lives on of what not to do as a family influencer. If you're unaware and have been hiding in a bush for the last year, 2, 3 years, Micah Stoffer is the person who is this sweet, sickly, and always had her nose plugged up. Hi everybody, today we're gonna be... That's who Micah Stoffer is, okay? She got famous by exploiting her original children and then decided she was going to adopt. But not just adopt from anywhere, from China. And not just a normal child, a kid who had major issues in her own words. And she wanted this kid and even said to the world, this kid is not returnable, why should I care? Okay, they went to China, adopted this kid, and made massive amounts of money and fame from adoption. Okay, and I'm talking millions and millions of dollars. Okay, I remember one famous rant where she was sitting on a in a park and talking about speech therapists and how expensive they were while rocking a $5,000 Cartier bracelet and saying, no, we're not going to pay for that much. One day, out of the blue, somebody asks, where's H? This kid that they adopted from China. Where's this kid? And then they had to do a tearful apology video about how they gave this kid away. They rehomed him and they used Facebook to do it. Okay, this kid who they brought in, who made them their fame and fortune, multiple BMWs, multiple homes, they're still going to country clubs to this day. All of their fame came from this kid, and they rehomed him because it was too hard. That's what happened. One of the most canceled influencers I have ever seen, Micah Stoffer. The person who comes across as something, tried to dance, made peanut butter cookies that were disgusting, who could never say the right word, who was so tried to come across as intelligent but was dumb as an effing rock. She was so stupid, it was actually scary. You think Kira Sivertson's stupid? Micah Stoffer sets the standard for stupid. She's an idiot, uneducated moron, but claimed to be a nurse. But even that came out that she was really bad at that and like crashed carts into patients and other nurses. Everybody hated her. Everybody hates Micah and James Stoffer, and for a good reason. They were covered by it went super international. Every magazine, every newspaper, all over the world covered what she did. It was wrong what she did, and the only recourse she had was to just disappear into oblivion. And it's in my opinion, she's waiting to come back. Honestly believe that. Micah Stoffer, today you are number one because you are the number one most egregious asshole I've ever seen in this space. And you are actually the reason, I think, honestly, people started waking up to the exploitation of children and family vlogging and how bad it is. You're the reason. They all have you to thank. So thanks for that. And here's what Grok has to say. Micah Stoffer, once celebrated figure in the family vlogging community, became embroiled in controversy when she and her husband James decided to rehome their adopted son H, who has autism. The decision came after years of documenting their life with H on YouTube, where they initially portrayed their family as the epitome of modern American success, complete with happy marriage, beautiful children, a thriving vlog empire. The backlash was immediate and severe, with many accusing Mike of exploiting her son's condition for views and then abandoning him when his needs became too challenging for them to handle. Despite their initial claims of being fully prepared to care for the child with special needs and saying things like, my child's not returnable. And don't forget the duct tape around the thumb because they didn't want this kid sucking his thumb, and then they attached a baby hand to it for a joke. Meanwhile, other kids sucking their thumb with no problems. The nastiness of this woman is unparalleled. Micah Stoffer, the queen of the return policy for children, turned her family's life into a reality show where every episode is a new chapter on how to make your life a spectacle. She's got this knack for making every personal detail, every ounce of her life's turmoil into content gold. In essence, Micah turned the concept of family values on its head, where the value was in views, likes, and shares, making their family life into a spectacle. Unfortunately, everyone involved, especially H, was the main act, whether they liked it or not, until the show was canceled due to creative differences with reality. And there you go, everybody. The first list of the top 10 that come to my mind right off the top. Who do you think I missed? What do you guys think? What is your top 10 list below? I'd like to see it. Maybe we'll do a collaborative one where I'll put like a little website out and we'll say who's the top 10 and we'll vote on the top 10 and we'll cover them and the craziness that they did. Because there's so many more that I missed. So many more. I don't even know if this list is right. And maybe we'll do an ultimate top 10 at the end or something like that. But what do you guys think below? Did I miss anything? I'm probably sure I did. But this is just one of many videos I could do of these thousands of people who do this. And that's saying something. That is absolutely crazy. This shouldn't exist. None of this should exist. And it exists in spades, and it makes billions and billions of dollars for the industry. And it's terrible that these kids are always going to be the ones that suffer through it. Always. It's always the kids that are victims here, and no one seems to give a shit about the kids. Except us here. The Dad Challenge Podcast, me and you. And thank you for giving me that voice to be able to say these things. It's on you. And that's incredible. Thank you for being here. Take a deep breath. Stop watching these people. They don't deserve your views. They don't deserve your hate. Nothing. Nothing them. It's the only way this is going to work. Rules have to change. Laws have to change. And they are slowly. That is slowly happening. And I love it. And that's because you here watching content like me and other people who cover this type of stuff. It's really, 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 really important. And you are too. Thanks for being here. You are incredible. You are valuable. Someone has a massive crush on you. You don't even know it. That's awesome. And I'll see you when I see you.